I want to look at how we stand and our posture for when we're doing any standing work. So if you'd like to start with your feet together for me, or for you, and take the toes out and the heels out. Outside of the feet should be parallel with each other. It's going to feel a little bit like your knees are knocking in, but try and open them out and get the knees so they're pointing forward. You might need to open up through the hips if you're tight in the hips. Now, all the way through the exercises, try and keep your head up and your chin retracted. So as in retracted, I mean you're going to pull back as if your chin is on a shelf, so you can use your hands and just slide back. Should be comfortable. So you might find that if you're a little bit rounded naturally, that you're going to be a little bit further forward, but try and keep that back without moving any other part of your body. I'm not going to do very much more on the actual posture in today's session because it's week 1, but if you can concentrate on keeping that head up, concentrate on trying to get the feet into that position and turning your knees so they're pointed forward throughout the standing exercises today. Next week we will do a little bit more on the posture itself. So what I'd like you to do next is just rock forward onto your toes or the balls of your feet and back onto the heels. Feel that weight shifting. You're trying to keep the rest of your body as straight and upright as possible, and it's not a very big movement. And now come back so that the weight is evenly, almost a triangle base with the big toe joint, the little toe joint and the heel. I'm going to ask you again to go side to side as well. Just be aware that the weight isn't on the outsides of your feet, the insides of your feet, or totally onto one leg. A lot of people tend to stand with their weight shifted to one side, possibly with the hip out. Bring that hip back in and holding that position. So that is our posture. Next, I want to think about our breathing. Very many of us breathe very, very shallowly. A really good idea to look at yourself in the mirror and see what happens when you move. If you breathe very shallowly, you'll find your shoulders are likely to lift and lower as you breathe. So what I want you to think about is, although this might not in reality be what's happening, I want you to imagine that you're trying to take your breath all the way back to the back of your ribcage, so here. I want you to start with, I've got a band here. If you have a fitness band, a dressing gown strap, or even a belt, scarf to hand, that's really helpful. If you haven't got it with you for this class, next week bring one along so that you can try this or do it after the session. But for now, place your hands with your fingertips open on your ribcage. Doesn't matter which way round, but I want you to be able to feel what's happening. And as you breathe in, aim that breath towards the back of the ribcage and feel your ribs expanding outwards. And breathe in. And breathe out even. So you're going to breathe in through the nose, feel that ribcage expand. In through the nose, out through the mouth. So if you do have something to hand that you can use, what I'd like you to do is put that around the ribcage, cross it over and just hold. And just feel as you breathe in, keep moving. So I've really relaxed my shoulders and arms, and I'm letting my rib cage move bands. Just a slight pull outwards. But that is your Pilates breathing. And wherever possible, you want to be doing that breathing. If it makes you feel a little bit giddy, ease off. But if you keep practicing that, you're going to breathe more efficiently, get more oxygen into your body, which is going to make it easier to do the exercises and easier in everyday life. We're going to start up by warming up through the lower part of the body. So I want you to take the feet a little bit wider this time. If you need to turn your feet out a little bit, that's fine. But all I want you to do is circle your hips. Now bend your knees. Feel the movement in your ankles, in your hips, and take them as far round as you comfortably can. Now let's change direction. I've got my hands on my hips. You can relax your arms down. Whatever feels best for you here. Now, you can stick with that and change direction. Or if it feels good for you to get a bit more mobility, is take it to a figure of 8. So I'm circling round. I'm circling round. Taking it out and round. I'm pushing my hip forward. So you're going to do whatever feels best for you. You're getting that movement. You can let your feet move off the ground. It really is just about warming up, getting some mobility through the body. Just breathing naturally at this point. Start to think about engaging your core, so you're pulling your belly button back against the spine. And relax. Bring the feet back to your perfect Pilates posture. Just quickly check. Taking the head back up, retract the chin. Ready for our next exercise. From here we're going to move on to arm floats. So watch here that you keep your shoulders back in alignment, and you're going to breathe in to prepare. Pull your belly in, pull your button back towards your spine. Breathing out as you lift the arm up. Breathing in as you come back down. What I want you to do here is really ensure that your shoulders are relaxed. You're not shrugging your shoulder up to get the arm high. And if you can only come to here for now, that's fine. You work at your own speed, and you're going to work with your own breath. You're going to breathe out as you lift the arm up. Breathe in as you bring it back down. So the longer and stronger your breath, the slower you're going to move. Don't worry about moving in time with me. If you can get the arm all the way up, that's great. But it's something to aim for rather than to concern yourself about getting it all the way there. It's more important to keep those shoulders relaxed. Keep that chest still and lengthen the breath. This movement here, really, I'm concentrating more on breathing and keeping that breath long and strong. So again, breathing out as you lift the arm away. Breathing in as you come down. Nice relaxed movement. Now while you're doing this, if you have some concentration left, which you may not yet, but if you do, have a think about what's going on with your posture. Is your weight evenly between both feet, front to back, side to side, inside of the foot to the outside of the foot? And where are your hips? Are they stacked directly above your ankles, or have you let your bottom slip back outwards, out backwards even, or are you standing forward on your hips? Well done. And relax. If your shoulders feel a little bit tense, give them a little bit of a circle, shake them out. Next exercise is for balance and coordination. We're going to be standing on one leg. So what I want you to do first of all is make sure you're in your perfect Pilates posture, feet are hip width apart. And I want you to put your hands on your hips to start with so that you can feel what's going on. And really here, make sure the weight is evenly placed across the feet before we start this exercise. Engage your core, drop your pelvic floor. And again, if this is your first week doing the workout with me, you might find that that's too much to think about. So just concentrate on breathing. And I'm going to get you to take the weight into your right leg as you first of all lift the heel of the left foot off the floor, come onto your toe. So the pelvis, hips stay level, come onto the toe, and if you can, lift that foot off the ground. Now the toes of your stationary leg should be balanced, and you're going to find if you've got a weakness in your ankle, it's going to wobble. I felt mine wobbling there a bit. I'm on a very spongy floor here. If you're on carpet, it's going to be a little harder. You're going to be challenging yourself more. So only take it as far as you can under control. That's what I want here, is under control. So if just taking it onto the toe is all you can do, that's absolutely fine. Taking your foot back down, sliding it back into position. Let's change to the other side. You are going to wobble a little bit, but the idea is to make that minimal. Engage the core. So breathe in to prepare. Breathe out, zip and hollow, and slide that foot forward. Come onto the toe, and if you're able to lift and hold for a moment, take it back down. So don't worry if you can't lift the foot. As I said, what's most important is getting the control. So if you find it easy with the arms out to the side to balance, that's fine too, but I really would like you to feel or see in a mirror what's going on, that you're not allowing the hip to drop out, you're not hitching it up in the air. So slide that foot forward, come onto the knee, woo. As you can see, I've got a slight weakness in this ankle at the moment. And if you're able, lift. You're spreading the toes of the standing foot and hold as long as it's comfortable for you. If it gets a bit much, by all means come down. Or you could use a chair or a wall and just a couple of fingers. I want minimal support if you can. Something to build up. If you're really bad at this exercise, you've got to keep practicing it. So you've got to make the adaptations you can. Okay, coming back onto the toe. Again, watch you're not letting that hip drop out. Keep the pelvis and the hips as level as possible. Come forward onto that toe. Again, that's fine if that's all you can manage.